Our system allows you to measure your current from your transformer to be able to determine the load share that you are using. Essentially, we have analog input channels at this node, as you can see, that takes in the current measurement. Or if you had digital signals, you can also have them entered in through here. And what happens then is that this data is taken in by the embedded PC board that is laid right under our motherboard, as you can see there. And the embedded PC board takes the data acquisition and sends them via Ethernet switch board, in the case of you connecting this directly to your computer. Or if you didn't have that directly to your computer or want that, you can then go through our wireless modem that goes through the GPRS system, as you can see here, and transmits this to your computer, your office computer system. This is where we're now demonstrating. For the sake of our demonstration here, we're showing this coming directly from the switch to the computer. When you get to the computer, it is just a question of opening your browser and entering URL.
You can do it again.
Yeah. The URL you enter is already what we will provide the customer, and it will take them into a login page. Once they log in with their login and password, as you can see we're doing here, it then takes you onto this central page. The central page has a couple of options for the user. So as you can see, we're logging on through the URL. You enter your name, password. This is the end user, in our case NEPA or whomever. You get into the system, and the next step here is for you to configure your nodes. As we said, we have 12 channels, from 0 to 11 channels on our system, analog channels that is. Kareem here is simulating the activity on channel 11 to assume that there's current now being measured through that node. What happens when he does that here is that you can begin to see on this current RMS node, the current measurement value continues to change, and it's showing there now that current is being measured. We can now configure other nodes here if we wanted other channels and other things to be measured. For instance, we could want to add a sensor to measure temperature or some other parameters. As you can see, we went here, we said add channel in the software environment, and we would add temperature, description, transformer temperature, okay. Description, we'll change that. We'll put temperature as a parameter to be measured. The name, driver board, configure. You have to put the name, the number of the analog channel that you are now going to be putting the sensor to measure the temperature through. We're saying here is 10. That's the 10th node rather. And then you add that to the parameters you want to measure. You can go back into the main view, and you can now see we have a temperature of the transformer node.
Okay.
Kareem is now going to again
simulate this temperature.
The temperature node. As you can see, the value begins to change, so indicating that the temperature node is now active, and the sensor is picking up temperature variation at that node. The system, our system, is so easy to use that
I can also configure add alarms.
That we can we can also configure and add alarms in the event that we have certain thresholds that we want to make sure.
Let me look at the name.
In the event that we have certain thresholds that we want the system to alert us about, we can add alarms. As you can see, we clicked on the alarm. We're going to go here and add temperature transformer, and we're going to configure this for the node